The San Jose Sharks continue their road trip by heading to Winnipeg to face the Jets. Here's what you need to know.
You're Locked On Sharks, your daily podcast on the San Jose Sharks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, welcome to a Locked On Sharks preview episode, the premier hockey podcast covering your favorite team in the Bay Area. My name is JD Young, caretaker of the Reef, also the co-host of Locked On NHL. I want to thank you, of course, for making it Locked On Sharks your first or second listen of the day, where we continue to do these little 10-minute YouTube exclusive preview episodes. So the Sharks face the Jets at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, as the Sharks are going to be on the second night of a back-to-back after a 3-2 loss to the Calgary Flames. The Winnipeg Jets, red hot. They currently are on a 9-game winning streak. They played on Saturday, where they won in a shootout to the over the St. Louis Blues. So this very much coffee baby versus hydrogen bomb feel to it. So let's kind of break this game down. Sharks 15, 36, and 7. The Winnipeg Jets 40, 14, and 3. Goals for per game for the Sharks, 2.59, 31st in the league. Goals allowed per game played, 3.71, 32nd in the NHL. Power play, 17.6, 26th in the NHL, and then 75.4% PK, which is good for 23rd in the NHL from the Sharks. For the Jets, goals for 3.6, second in the NHL. Goals allowed, 2.4, first. Power play, 32.9% first in the NHL. This power play is insane. PK, 79.6, 15th in the NHL. Tipoli leads the Sharks in goals with 21. Eklund in assists with 30, and Celebrini in points with 41. Scheifele leads the Jets in goals with 31. Connor has 40 assists, and Connor also leads the team in points with 70. Looking how these two teams match up, yeah, it's not pretty. The Jets, one of the best teams in at least they're 8th for 5-on-5 goals for. Their expected goals for is kind of middle of the pack when it comes to expected goals and Corsi, but they definitely take advantage of their opportunities. Number one, again, in the power play, not even close. Defensively, they shut teams down. And it also helps when you have Connor Hellebuck, 5-on-5 goals against, best in the league, 5-on-5 expected goals against, 7th in the league. Corsi, they'll give up a little, like kind of middle in the pack when it comes to shot attempts, but they have a clear advantage in basically every statistical category against the San Jose Sharks. Digging into the Jets, they're number one in their division point percentage wise, number 2 in the NHL point percentage wise, only behind the Washington Capitals when it comes to actual points, or point percentage. Sorry, excuse me. Actually, end points, 83 to 84, 83 points. That's like 3 seasons for the Sharks right there. 83 points. I'm joking, kind of a little bit. Anyway, this team is an absolute monster. They can score, they shut you down, and again, they have the best goalie in the world. Looking at the lineups, Connor, Scheifele, Velarde, top line, Ehlers, Domestikov, who just got a Sharks legend, just got a contract extension, Perfetti, Niederreiter, Lowry, Appleton on your third line, Lafalo, Gustafsson, and Kapari on the fourth line. Defensively, Sandberg, Pionk, Stanley, DeMello, Henuela, and Miller. And then I don't know if we will see Connor Hellebuck. They gave him Saturday night off. I don't know if they're going to, if they probably look at it as it's the Sharks. We probably don't need to break out. So we'll see if we see Comrie or Capo Kakinen. I'm not sure the goal as I'm recording this after the Sharks game on Monday night. So we'll see if it's Hellebuck. it's probably going to be tough sledding. If it's not, that's kind of the one factor is in this game is if the Sharks get Eric Comrie or if they get good old friend Capo Kakinen as the goaltender for the Winnipeg Jets. So what to watch for in this game? Sharks played really well against the Calgary Flames, right? But the Calgary Flames are kind of a middle of the road team, right? We looked at the analytics and kind of looked at the stats, and those teams really matched up very well, but goaltending was a big difference, right? The stats don't match up in this game, and if Hellebuyck doesn't play, that's where the Sharks at least have a fighting chance, where if they can create something, does the at least like an evenish goaltending matchup help you out in this situation? But I do want to see the Sharks continue to play the way that they play. And one of the things I really enjoyed and I thought was very smart from San Jose was seeing your young defensemen like Mook Madulin, like Jack Thompson, activate more in the offensive zone, right? Don't be stupid, right? Because we know this Jets team can tear you apart. And this Jets team has torn the Sharks apart team this season, but the Jets team that needs to continue to win as they're in a very tough competition in the Central. You have Dallas, who's right on, kind of right on their heels with 76 points. You have Minnesota, and then you have Colorado. Like all those teams are still kind of in the mix. Winnipeg has kind of distanced themselves, but for Winnipeg, right, you want to kind of lock up the division so you can rest guys like Hellebuyck and kind of rest some of these guys going into the playoffs. But I think for the Sharks, right, continue on what you did, what worked really well yesterday against the Calgary Flames, right? Getting it on the forecheck, having your defensemen make smart pinches and smart activations to try to continue to generate offense, because that's how you're going to steal points in this game, is by kind of, it's almost like stealing possessions in football, is having those guys keep possessions alive in this game and not take dumb penalties like we saw against Calgary, right? Too many just mental mistake penalties of trippings, puck over the glass, just kind of not right positioning, or just kind of brain fart penalties. You cannot do that to this Winnipeg Jets team and their 32% power play. Like, they will eat you up. So the Sharks have to play a clean game to keep this close. So that's what I'm watching for, is can you build on the success you had against the Flames? Maybe you didn't get the win, but it was one of your better games played, at least in kind of all assets, except for the dumb penalty. So keep it smart for the Sharks here and keep building on a much superior team. So I really liked the way Will Smith played on Sunday, against the Calgary Flames. And I think he continues to build on it. Put me down for 2 Will Smith points, but the Sharks lose 5-3 in it. A competitive game, but I think the Jets just pull away in the third period, as we've seen from this Sharks team, right, where they can play, they can keep you in it for 40 minutes, but this Jets team is just too good for the Sharks team. So 2 Will Smith points, and I think a 5-3 Jets victory. So we'll have a full breakdown of this game on your next episode of Locked On Sharks, wherever you get podcasts. And of course, you can watch on YouTube as well.